Hi, everyone. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for the UK kickoff of NASA Space Challenge 2021. So I've got, with me some of the leads from the UK. I think what we're going to do is just go through the slides and we'll all introduce ourselves to you. As we said, we're going to go through the challenges, the information, submission and judging guidelines of offers, and there's going to be a Q&A at the end. So just get ready with your questions. You can actually type in your questions in advance on YouTube Live, and we should be able to see that, and we'll pick them up at the end of the presentations. Okay. All right, so let me just go back to the slides. Okay. Sorry about this. Okay. So again, welcome, to the UK kickoff for SpaceApps 2021, another year. So as you know, SpaceApps Challenge is on its 10th year. Unfortunately, we can't all be in person, again this year, but hopefully next year it'll be in person. Okay, so for this year, there are 6 chapters, that are holding a SpaceApps Challenge in the UK. So we have Birmingham, Bristol, Cambridge, Edinburgh, Exeter, and London. So I'm just gonna ask people to introduce themselves. I don't think we have someone from Birmingham and Exeter at the moment, but we've got someone from Bristol. John, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. So hello, everyone. I'm John Bradford. I run a small charity in Bristol called DigiLocal. It's our 3rd year co-hosting the International Space Apps Challenge. Really looking forward to it. I'm also one of the moderators on Discord. So if anybody's got a Discord question, just ping me a note there as well.
Okay. And we have someone from Cambridge.
Hello, my name is Cleopatra. I'm helping Christine Blechogianni, and there is also a team of 4 people, Georgia and Sylvia, but they are very busy. Sylvia has her baby this year, so she's busy. And so the plan is we want to promote biomimetic space technologies and also nature-based solution. So we want to focus more to the challenges that they are close to the environmental challenges. And hopefully, good luck to everybody. We have already 20 participants, and hopefully it grows the next days.
Okay, great. Thanks, Cleopatra. How about Edinburgh? We've got 2 people from Edinburgh today. Luke or Awais?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Awais Hanoa, supporting the Edinburgh, Scotland SpaceApps Challenge.
Excuse me. My name's Luke. I work for the Science and Technology Facilities Council, and again, working with Awais and the rest of the team for NASA SpaceApps, and looking forward to seeing what's happening across the UK, outside of Scotland as well as inside. So yeah, should be a good event.
Okay, as I said, that we don't have anyone from Exeter today, but I'm Jen Ashley, and I lead the London, SpaceApps Challenge, and I have been doing so for a few years, which is great. Obviously, this year is a bit, more subdued compared to what we have been doing in the past. But yeah, I'm really hoping that next year we can do this in person again. And bring back, the glory of SpaceApps, in person. All right, so I'm just gonna run through the slides. So what is SpaceApps? Is a 31-hour hackathon. So I'm just gonna change the view. Right, so it's a 31-hour hackathon. It's a global collaborative initiative. It's really a chance to take on NASA challenges that the challenges kind of change year to year. It's also multidisciplinary. So we're not really just looking for apps. It could be open source software, hardware, data visualizations, citizen science platforms, to videos, art, and other communication solutions. So anything aimed at addressing global challenges is, definitely welcome. So for everyone's safety, although this is not in person, we'd like to make sure that you're all, safe and healthy. It's easy to get carried away in a competition under time pressure, but it's most important to keep yourself and others safe. So keep yourself hydrated, take regular breaks. Although we're all online, we still want to make sure that everyone's being respectful of others, even if you disagree with some things. Just go and discuss it. In obviously like respectful manner. So there may be minors, in your event or your team. So keep it, family friendly. And if you need help, get in touch with your UK lead or your chapter lead. So what are the challenges for this year? Normally there are like 6 themes, and then under that there will be like separate challenges. But this year they decided to kind of just separate it out, and show all 28 challenges. So there's a lot, for you to pick from. So the first 2 are this: artfully eliminated asteroids, COVID-19, calculating the risk, discovering science connections, drones and satellites for urban development, GUI for material science, have seeds will travel. This is actually very interesting. Identifying risk with science and communities, invent your own challenge. You're free to do that. But as far as I can remember, if you're actually doing something which is not part of the the list of challenges here, and you're inventing your own, I don't think it's actually going to qualify for the global competition, but I think locally it will still qualify. But just double check that, just to be sure. So let it go without a bang, and then leveraging AI ML for plastic marine debris, which obviously a big problem. That's we're all focused on climate change now. There are like 2 conferences I think that's happening like later this year in the UK to do with with climate change. So yeah, definitely a big problem that needs to be addressed. Next ones, lunar space operations, real-time collaboration, mapping space, trash in real time. Interesting. So there's trash even in outer space. Measuring the value of Earth observations, near space near you, ontologies and interactive network visualizations, planetary lander video game, seeing the unseeable, viewing bugs from space, something interesting again, Space for Change, Space Quest the game, and Super Powered. Oh, this is another interesting title. So the Trail to Mars, can you keep your crew alive? I guess something to do with like health, of people who are sending to outer space, and unlocking the secrets of the sun. Virtual planetary exploration, warning, things are heating up. Web origami, design challenge, and what on earth is synthetic aperture radar? When light curves, throw us curveballs, and you are my sunshine. So those are the 28 challenges that's been set for this year. Hopefully you've already looked at them. If you have got any questions about any of them, so there's Rocket Chat. I hope that you all have signed up for Rocket Chat. I think individual chapters might have also communicated to you that there are other platforms where you can communicate with your leads, for example, and other participants. Like some are using Discord, some are using Slack. So just check your chapter and whatever they're doing. But globally, people are also signed up on Rocket Chat. And I'm going to hand it over to Awais to talk about team formation.
Thanks, Jen. For team formation, to take part, you can have a team between 1 to 6 people. And so you can create a team by yourself, or you can have a maximum of 6 people. You can have more people within your team, but the platform won't allow you to add any more people to your team page. And the team that usually do really well are multidisciplinary and multi-perspective. and they're usually between 4 to 5 people. And what we mean by multidisciplinary teams are ideally you will have a designer in your team. So that could be a UX designer thinking about the problem space and ideation phase. You'll have a domain expert. So if you're looking to solve the marine challenge, plastic marine challenge, that person might be working in the marine sector, for example. And you might have a developer. So the developer could be front end or back end, but you don't need to be a coder to be a creator in this hackathon. So that could be a low code environment. So one of our partners is Adobe XD. So someone in your team could create high fidelity mockups using Adobe XD or Figma to create the solution. So you don't need to be a coder, but it would help if you have some programmer in your team. The other key one that's really important to have in your team is the person who creates the team page, and that could be your team lead or your project coordinator. There's a lot of things happening over the 2 days, so it'd be ideal if someone coordinates those activities, so you don't jump straight into your solution development stage. You think about who are you solving the problems for, how many ideas you're coming up with, have you thought about creating the final mockups, and then make sure you do the final submission by 23:59 on your local time. And in terms of team formation progress, there's a couple of ways you can think about it. You can either join a team. So if you look on the challenges pages on SpaceApps website, you can see multiple teams are already trying to tackle the same challenge you're passionate about. So maybe you can ask them to request to join their team, or you can create your own team on the same challenge website and just create a page and then look for people to join your team, or either on Rocket Chat, Discord, or Slack, or whatever platform you like to communicate with. The good thing we like about this event is it's a global event, so you can be working with people to solve a challenge across the world. So take the opportunity. So if you want to find people from across the world, you can kind of work together, and it's a great opportunity to come together to solve problems. The thing to consider for it is to think about your local time zones. The local time zone that you need to consider is the person submitting the final solution. So the person who created your page for your team is their time zone that you need to work to. So if they're in Asia, then you need to work to their time zone. If they're in UK, and then you need to work in our time zone. And we recommend using collaborative tools. So you can use Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Docs, OneDrive, Miro, or whichever platform, the cloud platform, in case when you're coming to submission, your computer crashes, or you lose internet, or whatever happens in these virtual hackathons. So we recommend using these kind of cloud platforms to share your knowledge and share your progress as well. And that's all from Team Formation. If you're looking for any more resources, check the resources link on the SpaceApps website. Okay. And yeah, pass on to John.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, if there are questions, please type them in on YouTube live chat, and we'll pick them up at the end of the presentation so that we can respond to them. Okay, over to John for
Thank you, Jen.
some guidelines.
Yeah. So as I was said, your submission deadline is dependent on where you're based, or where your lead is based. So for us, UK, it's basically midnight, Sunday, 3rd of October. UTC +1 is our deadline. So that's the point at which you have to have pressed the submit button. You don't have to submit to the global judging if you don't wish to. It's entirely acceptable to spend 31 hours hacking around with some of the amazing data, playing with the tools and putting some great ideas together. But having spent all that time, why not go for the global judging? The winners each year receive an invitation to go to NASA and watch a space launch, COVID and travel restrictions notwithstanding. So to be in with a chance of that, you do have to submit something. So it's certainly worth doing. Submissions have to be on the spaceappschallenge.org website. There are guidelines on the website itself of how to go about doing that. And all of the chapters have those documents available as resources. It's particular. You have to follow the process they've set down. I would say put something in every section. I'm one of the judges it's very hard to interpret what people mean if they don't write down in each of the sections. It's also quite a good idea to use the submission as a framework as you progress through your project challenge and fill out each section as you go. They kind of follow the structure of putting it together, so it's a good way of checking everything as you do that. The other thing to say is don't forget your demo. Every team has the opportunity to submit a 30-second video or 7 slides in support of their idea. Most of the stuff on the SpaceApps Challenge submission form is text only. So the demo video or your slides are a great way of showcasing to the judges the full richness of your idea. The other key thing to say is if you are submitting files, documents, videos, code repos as part of your submission, make sure they're publicly accessible. No passwords, no firewalls, no nothing. If the judges can't get to your stuff, then it won't be included. Make sure that all of your team are registered on the SpaceApps Challenge website. If you want them to be recognized, they have to have their own registration on the SpaceAppsChallenge.org site. Only one person needs to fill out the form, team leader, but they need to invite everybody in so that you all get recognition. And just to remind you, midnight Sunday is the deadline. Late submissions don't get captured. Yep.
I just wanted, John, I just wanted to mention, I don't know if you're going to cover it, because obviously something has changed with regards to when the judging actually occurs. Although we're saying to everyone, submit right by midnight on Sunday, the judging period really is from Monday to, is it Monday to Sunday, if I'm not mistaken? But anyway, I'm sure you can cover that, right?
So local.
I just want to make sure it's clear that although we're asking everyone to submit by 11:59 on Sunday, there is still a local judging where we pick who actually progresses to the global judging. I just want to make sure that's clear.
So
but anyway, go ahead, John.
The judging. So the judging period for the local criteria runs over the following week, but the deadline for getting your submission in is midnight on Sunday. And then once the local judges have assessed it, we will put forward our suggestions for the global competition. They then take a longer period of time, and the final awards won't be made until possibly December. So there is quite a long time to hear back on how you've got on. So the judging criteria, there are 5 criteria. Impact is what's the overall impact, how impactful is your project in terms of making change, how many people is it likely to affect or impact. That's the impact of your project idea. Creativity is how original, novel, have people done this? Are you improving on somebody else's idea, or is this something that we've never seen before? Validity is actually the easiest one to judge. Does it work? Is it scientifically valid? That's quite easy to do. Relevance, how closely does it tie to the questions that NASA have set? If you're not answering the exam question, it doesn't matter how fantastic your idea is, we have to judge against the criteria that NASA have set down. And then the presentation comes back to the materials you submit. Nobody's expecting Hollywood level videos or eulogies across the documentation, but make sure your stuff is at least readable, presentable, and it has to be in English. For the global competition, they do only accept it in English. It's worth pointing out at this point again, validity, the code you submit, is only one of the 5 criteria. So don't neglect the creativity, the impact, and the relevance. They are really, really important. And then to support you, there's a whole range of offers that the global team have put together with some of the largest names in tech. These are only being revealed, the full details, from tomorrow. All those details will be linked in your local chapter channels, and they'll be on Rocket Chat. But at the moment, we know that the offers have been pledged from GoDaddy, Adobe, as mentioned, IBM, Google, Planet Lab, Meteomatics, Tableau, Miro, and Microsoft Teams. From last year, well, GoDaddy's fairly self-explanatory, Adobe's self-explanatory. IBM and Google last year gave a couple of £100 or dollars worth of their cloud compute, which is an amazing resource if you're going to get into some of the big data that satellite can provide with you. Planet Lab, Meteomatics, and Tableau also provide some amazing tools for visualization, interpreting video and imagery. If people haven't used Miro, that one is really worth checking out. It's a fantastic virtual whiteboard and collaboration space. And because most of the content in the submission is text, this gives you a way of putting lots of graphics and pictures and arrows and showing linkages and stuff you didn't quite get to do and mock-ups of screenshots. And it just provides a fantastic richness for that 31-hour experience that's very hard to get across in 200 words on a submission form. Any questions you have about the submission, the offers, what's going on, pop a note in Rocket Chat or give a shout out to one of the mentors or team leads on whichever channel your chapter's using.
Thank you very much, everyone. I think that's on to me now, if that's correct. But is YouTube video first, or?
Days.
This pen.
A lot.
This 9.
No.
9.
9.
8. 8. 8. 7.
Nana.
10. 7.
7.
6.
6.
6. 4. 6. 6. 5.
5.
5. 4.
4.
4.
4.
3.
3. 2.
2. 2. 2.
1.
1.
And 1.
SpaceApps is ready to launch.
NASA SpaceApps is ready to launch.
El SpaceApp está listo para lanzarse.
Hello, SpaceApps.
Well, if that wasn't a flavour of the launch, then I don't know what will be. But to see to this year's 2021 launch, tune back into the NASA SpaceApps YouTube channel at 10:30 UK time to see more, learn more. I know I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure everyone else here is as well. I just thought, just to round it off, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you very much, everyone, for insight, particularly John. I think I've learned a little bit myself there throughout the judging, so I do appreciate it. And what happens after the event? You know, we're doing this for a very short period of time. It might be you can't do everything in that time that you'd like to. That's usually the case with hackathons, certainly the ones I've worked in before. You can do so much in that time, but actually there's a story to be done after the event as well. And these are some suggestions I've come up with, and there's lots of ways you can gain access in this country, in Europe, and across the world. And I thought Oasis' comment was very right. You know, there might be other teams working on your challenges too that you might not engage within the 31 hours, and that could be exciting ways. So some suggestions from me. Continue talking to your own collaborators. You know, take it further, see where it goes next. It might be that you want to speak to a university. You know, there's great work across the UK. I'm working in downstream applications. I'm in space in general. And they would be very willing to support and help. There's opportunities there as well, and more widely engaged others within the community too. You know, find new members for your team and tell your story. You know, tell everyone what you did on this weekend. It's an impressive thing to do a hackathon, and in many ways we get the easy bit to judge and mentor and organize it, and what we're looking forward to is seeing all the exciting work, and you must show everyone. There is a couple of other organizations, you know, some of which are personally relevant to me, but really are only a snapshot of the sort of things you can access. But you might even look at this and go, perhaps this is a business I'd like to create one day. And there's opportunities that you can see with either the ESABIC UK, which is a program run by the European Space Agency to support companies using space technology in this country, and organizations like the SatApps Catapult as well. So lots of ways to do more after this event.
Yeah, and talking about universities, for example, we have to engage in some, so at least in London, you know, we managed to engage, for example, the Imperial college space society. I'm sure Matvey, he's probably watching us right now. And then we also were able to engage the team from KCL Space Society. So that's good. Yeah, and there are other players as well that are involved this weekend. And thanks to them. Yeah, and of course other chapters are also connected to universities. I believe Luke, right? Are you part of university?
I'm not, but we've got the University of Edinburgh on board, and Strath. I think Oasis, are you representing Strathclyde in a capacity as well? And Glasgow is on the doorstep for us, but it's not about Scotland. There's good universities across the country in the UK.
Yeah. It's always good to connect with universities. Okay, I think that's then the presentation. We're going to go to Q&A. As I said, if you can type in your questions on YouTube live chat. I'm just going to stop sharing the slides and then go back to hang on a second. So I've got so many tabs open as usual. Okay. Okay. Right. So okay. So we're back. Sorry about that. Are there any questions? Let me just check the comments if there are questions coming in. Okay. So there's one question here from Donald, the penguin. Okay, I'm gonna display that. Hang on. And then we can all try and answer the question. So the question is the team leader creator the only one which can do the submission of the solution, or can any team member submit? Does anyone know?
So only the team leader can submit, but anybody on the team can edit and contribute once they're made a member of the team page.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone joining us right now? What we're going to do is we're going to share the recording of this session as well with people who were not able to join us tonight, so that everyone will have a chance to also hear and see the questions and the information that we've just shared this evening. All right, so Dolph saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay, any other questions from anyone? Are you all good? You're all ready to hack this weekend? So officially the hackathon starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Correct, team? Okay, but who's stopping you from, from like already like brainstorming tonight, right? Okay, so there's a question here or a comment from Sabina. Hang on, let me just show that. So she's saying, I'm having trouble logging back in. Oh, okay. Can you message I'm sure you've tried like resetting the password and all that. If you're still having problems, can you reach out to your lead, or maybe log on to Rocket Chat and post the question there. So someone from the web team might be able to help. Hopefully that will, hopefully Sabina, you'll be able to get back in. Okay, anyone else have any questions? Okay, so I guess we can. I'm not seeing any. I know there's a short delay, like of a few seconds, for questions to come in from YouTube Live to our backend. But I don't think there are any more questions. So we're gonna wrap up. I think I'm just gonna ask the team to say something. I don't know what else you want to share. Leads to people who are gonna be hacking this weekend. Shall we start with you, John?
Well, in that case, best of luck to everybody, and see you online tomorrow morning.
Luke?
Best of luck and enjoy it. That's the main thing. That's what it's here for.
Aways?
Yes, best of luck. It's a great event. It's a global event. There's a chance to join podcast and live streams from across the world. So take that opportunity and have a good time.
Okay, Cleopatra.
Best of luck to everybody.
Okay, from me as well. Good luck, everyone. And as we've said, there's support throughout the weekend. So just make sure you're on Rocket Chat or the other platforms that your lead have shared. Obviously, there's also email that you can use for your leads. So there are many ways to get in touch. I would suggest that you maybe start with Rocket Chat first, because there are more people there. Like the global collaborators are there. So if you've got questions, some of the challenges, some of the offers as well, you can always ask questions there. All right, so I guess we're gonna wrap up. And yes, so good luck, everyone, and we'll see you. Hopefully, one of the UK teams will win this year. Good night, everyone.
Enjoy. Thanks, Jane.
Bye.